This almost sounds like the beginning of The End by The Doors, but it's not. It's the White Stripes with Jolene. I can only give you a little snippet because otherwise these idiots will block my video. You'll never see it. Okay, so what do we want to talk about when it comes to Jolene, the song? This was originally a Dolly Parton song, and I think Miley Cyrus might have covered it too. Um, it sounds like a woman who has got huge insecurity issues, whoever the one is that's singing the song. Huge insecurity issues about some man, the only man that's ever good for me, and this ragamuffin Jolene's going to come and scoop him up and take him away from me. This is really an old 3D paradigm. That is that, I mean, there's no doubt about it. The longtime people who have been shacked up together, when one decides to go their own way, it causes quite a rupture, and the other one is left holding the bag, especially if there's children and businesses together and all these other things. But it's very 3D and overwrought emotionality, and that's very easy for me to say because I'm not in the middle of it. But it is very 3D because it's, that this is all there is, that man was the only man for me, and there'll never be another one like that one. And, then just spending the next 10 years drinking vodka straight out of the bottle because you just can't live without that man. This is the strange story of Queen Elizabeth's sister. Queen Elizabeth's sister was told by the government that she couldn't marry the man she wanted to marry. And the government had control over who the royals married. And I don't remember the details, but she wanted to marry someone and they said, no, he was unfit for you. And so then or they might have given her the ultimatum, or you can step down as being a princess of Great Britain. And so she didn't marry the person, and that's what happened is she turned into an alcoholic because it was this Jolene syndrome. He was the only man for me. Very 3D. In other words, it's very old, an old paradigm, and we're shattering these old paradigms. And we're going to say, in today's day and age, you don't need to have a marriage partner at all. Marriage is a very old religious thing, and you don't need it. You don't need it. What else did we want to say? Oh, I wanted to talk about these. Why don't you need it? Why don't you need a marriage partner? Well, primarily the reason people want marriage partners is it's a bit of a fairy tale. I'm a princess, you're a prince, let's go off, and kind of that. Or, you're my true love. These are all hormones, they're 14-year-old teenager hormone-driven romances. It's like, oh, they're so gorgeous. I have to be with them. They're so gorgeous. I can't take my eyes off them. They're so pretty. It's hormones. And you'll never be able to convince a teenager that it's hormones unless the teenager is wise. And how many teenagers are wise? I don't know anymore. When I was growing up, not too many. Not too many. Now, what else? Oh, I was going to talk about the twin flame. What's a flame? Plume? I don't know how I'm going to go and switch this whole topic into Valerie Plume. But let's get into twin flame. Twin flame idea is that there that you and another person are part of the same soul. And twin flames are, there's only two, and you two came from the same soul group. And when you came and became souled or whatever, it's very complicated. It's bullshit and bafflegab. But, you know, young people say, oh, I met my twin flame and we had a whirlwind romance, or we had no romance whatsoever, but they were definitely my twin flame. How the hell do you know? How the hell do you know this? This is another stupid thing, you know, you see among, well, people of any age. I was going to say people in their teens or 20s. Any age at all can start believing all of this stuff. I mean, it even gets back to some of the spiritual teachers that I talk about on here. And I always say, take them with a grain of salt. A lot of times they're a very good story. You can go along with it. But is it true? Is it true? Well, Dr. David R. Hawkins of Consciousness Research, in one of his videos, talked about how he remembered a past life where he and an opponent went into battle, and they both died in the battle. And when the battle was over and they stepped out of their bodies, they were best of friends on the other side or something. Well, I question this. I question anybody saying that they remember their past life. Why? Well, I remember my dreams. Sure, it was a real dream for me. I mean, I had the dream. But, you know, my dreams are not the same as, you know, everyday waking life, are they? A lot of the dreams, it seems to me that I'm in a dream. It's like I'm watching a movie in my dream. I'm not really participating. Maybe you feel like your body is participating. But as I've said many times on this channel, if you become an advanced meditator, all you could get confirmation of is that you are the silent witness to everything that goes on around you, including what your body does. So even here in waking life, what my body does, I'm a witness to. That's all. And this voice is describing what it's like for me as being the silent witness. Some people say, well, it means you're depersonalizing yourself. You mean you're a whole thing. Well, you start meditating. You meditate on that. You have to sit quietly and watch the thoughts come up in your mind. Watch them come up. And I've already told you this past week that if you wake up in the morning and instead of rolling out of bed and you know, going down to the bathroom for a pee, if you lie there, even if you have to go pee really bad, lie there for as long as you have to lie there. Don't make the body move. Just lie there. Meditate. Even though you need to pee really bad, just hold it. Hold it, hold it, hold it. And what you'll discover is if you don't make the body go to the bathroom, sooner or later, of its own volition, the body will get up and go to the bathroom, which proves that the body is pretty much independent of you. Do you feel like you're in a cage? Sometimes I do. But the whole thing is, it is as if you are in a 3D movie. And it makes it very easy to become someone who can let things go. Because even the emotions that seem to be dragging you into, because you're thinking, I'm the body. You're not the body. It seems like you're inside the body, watching the body do what it's doing. But even if the body gets into some crazy emotional outburst, it ain't you, babe. It's the body, and you're watching from inside the body what the body's doing. It's not you. Don't identify with the body. So it makes it very easy for you to let go of whatever's going on in the emotional drama or whatever is going on in the outside world, which is very good because then you're not attached. You're not attached to outcomes. You're not attached to other people. You're not even attached to this world, and you're not attached to your body. You're not attached to your thoughts, and you're not attached to your feelings and emotions. Now, what good is that? You have to go back to Buddha. What did Buddha say? Non-attachment. In other words, everything that I just said, that's what the Buddha said to do, and that's how you do it. So, if you want to become a Buddhist, what's the point of that? It's so that you can move on. So you won't be trapped in reincarnational cycles on the planet. Is it true? Well, I don't know. That's what the Buddha said. Non-attachment. Buddhism, is it true? Am I going to go with it? I think I'm going to go with it. Why? Well, I want to be free. I want to be free, and I don't want to be trapped doing the same old thing that I'm doing this lifetime. Or maybe you might get born as a different kind of human or as a cat or something. Well, if that's what... How do you decide? If you're the silent witness watching all this stuff going on, how do you decide where you're going to get reincarnated into? It must be some other aspect of the universe that decides to put you in a body or not, and where and what. Because the silent witness isn't a chooser. It just witnesses everything. And if there is a chooser, how does the chooser choose? Somehow it must happen that, that you got set up here in your human form. Maybe you don't believe that, that you're an eternal spirit and that you were just a bunch of cells that came together and created a mind. Well, then you're identifying with the mind, which is incorrect. You are not the human mind. If you're identified with the mind, my mind arose. I'm a mind. I got my thoughts and my opinions. You got it wrong. Because you haven't meditated to watch how these things arise in mind and you silently witness them. So that's your homework. Go do some meditation. Just sit quietly with your eyes closed or lie down on the couch with your eyes closed and just witness what happens in your monkey mind. Because it ain't you. It ain't you, but it keeps happening. Even to me, it keeps happening. And, the thing is that you are still here to play your part on the human realm, and you can't sit on the couch all day meditating. You have to go still participate as a human. So sooner or later, either you're going to make your body get off the couch or your body's going to get off the couch, and go down to Walmart or whatever it's going to do. But just remember, when your body is doing all these things, you are silently riding around with the body where it will take you. Dr. Hawkins said, your body, once you become an enlightened being, it's like a karmic wind-up toy. It will go about where it goes about due to what he called karma. Is it true? Yes. I'll tell you, for me, it's true because I let go of the reins and see where my body wants to go. It took quite a long time to let go enough so that I could do this, but that's what I do. When I get in the car, I say, all right, body, where we're going to go. And then the body backs out of the driveway and it goes one way or the other. It comes to a stop sign and it goes one way or the other, and I don't choose. Unless there's somebody riding around with me that really wants to go from here to there direct. And then I ask them, which street do you want to go down? Where do you want to go? Because invariably, if I let the body go where it's going to go, we might not even go to where this person wants to go. So I don't think I'd make a very good taxi driver. But some other humans are difficult because they don't understand, because they don't meditate and they don't know what I know. And they never let go, and that's why they're attached, and that's why they're stuck in so much drama. That's the other advantage of the letting go process is I still get involved in drama. The body sometimes still will have an emotional outburst, but I'm not doing it. Does that mean I don't have any control? Yes, I let go of control. It's like letting your horse run free. And the body is run free, and it does what it does, and I always say it's run by the divinity. And so it's running and reacting according to spiritual principles. And it is a teaching tool. That's what Dr. Hawkins would say, and I'd have to agree. It's a teaching tool for others who are still driven around by their ego. So sometimes it's a mirror that reflects back to egos what they're putting out. So if there's one ego person that comes up to me and they're very angry and nasty, this body might turn around, run away, or it might go right up into this person's face and go, you know, and then start swearing at them. I've seen that too. I never know what it's going to do. Is it frightening? Well, the thing is, if you feel frightened inside, it's not your fright. It's like a 3D movie, and it's supplying you with all the emotions that go along with the movie. I'm not that, you know. Sometimes I feel, you know, sometimes I'll feel like a loud banging noise or something, and I'll feel like the body will start. Is it me that's doing the start? No, I'm going like, this is just like sitting in those new movie theaters, you know, the ones with that have got the chairs that have got the electric motor in them that make you go like this in the middle of an action film. That's what it's like being in the body, you know. It's like, oh, okay, the body's going to do, you know, some kind of enhanced move because it heard a loud bang or something. Is it tiresome? It doesn't do it all the time. It's just enough to let me know that it still can. All right, what else did I want to talk about? We talked about Jolene, 3D. We talked about meditation. We talked about the body being a karmic wind-up toy. We talked about you being the silent witness of everything that goes on around you. There was something else, but there ain't nothing else. That's all you need to know. Buddhist attachment to this world is when you let go of the reins of your ego and then watch what happens. Some people have the crazy idea, I used to have this idea, that when you became enlightened, that you became totally psychic and totally whatever you wanted to happen would happen. So immediately you go out and buy a lottery ticket and you expect, oh, I got the winning lottery ticket because why did I think I was enlightened? Because sometimes what happens is you start feeling energies. And, you know, the way the world looks different. It don't mean that you're going to win the lottery. It don't. It don't mean. And there's a lot of commentators still, idiots, commentating on YouTube about metaphysical principles to manifest what your ego wants. Really? No. What's going to happen is basically what the great intelligence of the universe wants to happen. Is it bigger than... Oh, yes. It's far bigger than your ego. It's far bigger. And what's your part to play in it? Your job is to be the silent witness. Let go of the reins of your body and control over others. And then see what happens. And then you can say, well, if I let go of the reins of the body and I'm silently witnessing everything, well, who is enlightened? Well, you'll still have a personality, but you won't know what you're going to do. So is that enlightenment, not knowing what you're going to do? Should you be worried about this is the biggest worry of the ego. If I let go of control, this body is going to go into anarchy. You know, it's going to do crazy things. It's going to blow up the World Trade Center or something. So what is the ego then? Somehow it is something that wants to control outcomes and control what you say and control when the body gets up and where it's going to go. It's a controlling factor. Because once you let go of the ego and being the ego, then can you ever get it back? I think perhaps for a little while you can, but the longer you've let go, the harder it's going to be for you to become an ego again. Because you don't want to. So maybe there is a volition in it. Maybe there is a volition in it. It's better, it's basically, maybe it's the aberration that I talked about a long time ago. Others, their aberration to do the same thing over and over again. Maybe deciding I'm not going to run the body is an aberration. Well, the thing is that you can only use your mind to decide what to do. If you identify with your mind, then your mind could do, like the old Ben Franklin, the pros and cons of doing this action or that action. But if you let go, then you start experiencing synchronicities. So what does it mean? Well, according to the spiritual teachings, you're not going to get synchronicities if your ego-driven mind is deciding what you're going to do. It's only when you start letting go and then watching to see what the body's going to do, doing your meditation is a really good way, then you start getting the synchronicities. Is it all worth the synchronicities? Maybe you don't want the synchronicities. Maybe you're very happy running your control freak drama of a life. And then you might experience the school of hard knocks and wonder, why is the universe against me? And some people say that, or God is against me or something. Well, because I go to church and all that, but you're still an ego because you never let go of the controls of your body. People have a hard time. Oh, I go to church. I'm a religious person. I'm Bill Clinton. I go down to the Arkansas Community Church every Sunday when I'm in Little Rock. And, I make a big donation. I cut them a big fat check. And the minister always shakes my hand at the end of the ceremony. I'm a religious person. Why shouldn't the universe work for me? Well, the answer is you can never really know. You can never really know because even when you experience the synchronicities, it doesn't mean you're going to win the lottery and become a rich human with a whole harem of beautiful people who want to go to bed with you. I guess there's just no guarantees in this life. I'm Harry Weaver. Thank you for watching.